Perfect. Now we're just gonna be able to record the session, and like I said, you can always reference back to it whenever you need to. But it should be pretty easy today, and we'll get you all set up. Okay.
Okay. It was good. I got a bunch of emails, but I just put them in my save box. So you told me what to do.
Yep, exactly. So I have all that stuff as well. Like I got those because we have this bit of information. You probably got an email, something like this. And
right.
we'll use all this to set up your course, and it'll be relatively easy. So what I'll do really quick, Tanya, if you don't mind, can you go ahead and move your mouse for me?
Okay.
All right, perfect. So you're going to take control of my screen. I already went to the Moodle site for Western Piedmont, so you can go ahead and log in here. Do you have this information? Do you have your credentials?
What do you mean, just to log in?
Do you have your login stuff? Okay. I knew you guys were switching over, so I imagined that you guys had everything set up, but I wasn't 100% sure.
I entered the wrong password, though. Yes, I'm teaching all on Moodle this semester, so I was like, yeah, I'm credentialed.
Yeah. Well, and I saw on your guys' website it still has Blackboard and Moodle, so and I guess people are still transitioning.
Well, this semester is the last one for Blackboard, so it officially is gone after a few weeks.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, hopefully that's an easy transition for everybody. So, did they get your tax course up? Did they create the shell for you?
Let's see. Can I scroll down through here? It looks like I had one for fall down there. I'm not sure if they summer or not. They may have because we do have that on the schedule.
Okay.
Do you want to scroll down, or I saw it at the bottom, or can I scroll down?
Yeah, you can scroll down. I know there's a little bit of a lag, but you can scroll down, and I can make this bigger if you need it bigger.
Maybe just a little bit. It's pretty small.
Yeah, hold on. Is that bigger for you? Is that good?
Yeah, that's better. Okay, let me scroll down, and I guess it depends on which one you start with. Looks like I have the fall one set up already, but there was a created up there also. I saw.
Well, in all reality, we can always create that as well. We can always just recreate it, but we can get in and just kind of get you going here a little bit, just so you can always reference back to it.
Okay, sure. So this is what we're doing. We would just consider this. We were setting up the class.
Yep, exactly. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just click in here into the tax course. So a lot of this is going to be the same for a lot of this is going to be the same of what I've already showed you. It's just going to be just a touch different, and I'll kind of go through that with you. So what we'll do first is we're going to need to turn editing on. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit that button. And I don't know where you – go ahead.
I was just going to say each semester Melissa would have to kind of do this first part for us. Is that right?
Yeah, I think what she would have to do is, and I think this is kind of standard among like the IT administrators, is they'll just copy from course to course. So a lot of it will be the same. We'll just have to update the links and those sort of things. So like the one that I was looking at, I went through it with oh my gosh, Toya Evans is one of the ones that I went through it with, and she's at South Piedmont. And basically she had like the CengageNOW, because she was already using it. She would have CengageNOW, and then she would have the links directly to the homework assignments, and she just had to update those links. Does that make sense?
Oh, right.
So, and we can get into all that here in a little bit. It's not a huge. You'll kind of understand what I'm saying when we get to that point.
Yeah, and I actually do know how one class to the other. Okay.
So what we'll do is, I don't know where you want to put the main link to get to it. Do you have a preference of if you want to put it under the course information?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. So it has. All right. So do you see that external tool? This is what we're going to use. So we'll just check mark the external tool, and we'll hit add.
Okay.
And this is where we're gonna set up that initial link. So we'll call it CengageNOW Find Links course. So all we'll have to do is just pop it into a new window, and we're gonna take this course URL, this MindLinks course, and copy this. This is the only time that we're gonna have to do this. Is we'll have to establish this link once.
Okay.
And then obviously for a new class we'll have to establish it again, but this is the only time you're going to have to do this for this specific course. Okay?
Okay, sure.
So the only other thing is we're going to have to uncheck mark the accept grades from the tool for now. And we'll just hit save and return to the course.
Okay.
So this should be it. Now when we click this, it should take us into the course itself.
Okay.
Awesome. So this is exactly where we want to be. Do you know your information to log into the Cengage site?
I'd like to look up it on my email real quick.
Okay.
I keep everything, but
if I need to change, I can always change it as well. I can always switch it back to something.
Well, you can just go ahead and do it, I guess, to save this time, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So let me, I'm just going to stop your screen share really quick so I can get into my system. I changed your password to welcome1 with a capital W, and I can send that to you as well.
Okay.
Welcome1. All right. Do you see my screen again?
I do.
All right, awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. So basically, this is the only time that you'll have to log in. You won't have to log in anymore to this site.
Okay.
So what we'll do from here is we'll go ahead and create a new course. We'll just title it ACC 129 Income. Is it Individual Income Tax? Is that what the title of the course is?
Yes.
And I'll just put fall 2015.
Sounds good.
So when does that start? Is that like we can always go in and adjust the dates, but when did you say? I'm sorry.
It starts August 19th.
August 19th. Okay. Do you know when it ends?
It ends on December 16th.
December 16th. Perfect. Then we'll just go ahead and change the time zone to Eastern. And after that, we're done. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And this is actually going to create our course for us.
Okay.
So perfect. Okay. So now our course is created. So basically now, whenever you get to, so when you get in here to your course, so let's just go ahead and we'll turn editing off really quick just so we can kind of just run through what's going to happen. When we get here, we can, when you click this, it's going to take you directly to that course link. So it's going to take you here. This is where we can build out assignments and everything else. Does that make sense?
I think so. And that's where the students are going to go to also, right?
Exactly. And I think I had showed you before as well. We can add individual links directly to, so you know where it says Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, we can have links to like a Chapter 1 assignment or a Chapter 2 assignment. That way they don't have to go to this main course and navigate around. They can go directly to that assignment. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I don't know if you kind of want to go through it. We can just go through and create an assignment really quick, and then we can establish that individual link. Does that sound good to you?
Sure. I don't really see anything, though, on my end. It's blank.
Oh, it is blank?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Are you still on your email by chance?
Probably.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think what you'll have to do is you'll have to exit out of the ClearSlide presentation and then click that link again that I had sent to you, and then it should come back up.
Click the link that, okay, get out altogether. Okay.
You don't see my screen at all?
Not now, but I did see your screen, but the part that we were on was blank, but I can click that.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's working.
Okay.
But once we click that link, it, well, mine says unable to connect to ClearSlide.
Okay. All right. Give me just a sec. I'm sorry about that. So this is what I'll do.
I might have clicked the wrong thing. So.
Okay. So I'm gonna switch to another way. The only problem with this is I don't know how to let you take control, because what my ultimate goal was to kind of show you how to do it and then go back and have you do it one time just so you felt comfortable doing it. But what I might have you do is just kind of walk me through what you think that next step is going to be. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll go ahead. All right. Do you see my screen now?
I do.
All right, awesome.
Well, it's black now. It came up for a brief second, but do I need to get out of my email?
You shouldn't have to get out of your email.
Well, you did something for a minute, and everything, I saw it real fast, but now
Okay.
I just have the screen.
All right, so... So you don't see anything right now?
Well, it may be your screen, but I'm just seeing the black
Okay.
screen.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Black. Now it says it's connecting.
Okay. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm so sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. We've used GoToMeeting. It happens.
What do you guys use?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's for sure. What do you guys use, did you say?
GoToMeeting.
Do you? We used to use a something called Join Me, and that was pretty useful. You don't see my screen now, do you?
I do.
Okay.
I see it.
I don't know what happened, but we'll just hope that it stays this way, right? So so this is what I was going to say. So you can click this link, and it's going to take the students directly to this, right? But we can also establish a link, like we can hide this so the students actually don't see it.
Okay.
And then give them links directly to their assignments. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So let's just kind of go through how to create an assignment really quick, and then we'll establish that link. And then what I'll have you do is I'll have you create another assignment, and we can establish another one. Does that sound okay?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and create an assignment, and we'll make it a. Do you want it a homework assignment? I'm assuming.
Yes, that'd be good.
Okay. Would it be like Chapter 1, Chapter 2 homework? What are you thinking?
Yeah, Chapter 1 sounds good. I could always change it.
Yeah, Chapter 1. We'll just say Chapter 1 homework.
Sounds good to me.
So we'll make it due. Do you think that first week in August you would make it due?
They probably would have something to do about in a week or week and a half, sure.
Okay. We'll just make it that Friday. You can always, like I said, you can always go in and change this. It's not that pressing right now, just so we can put some dates in there.
Sure, no problem.
All right. So one other question: do you typically let the students still see the assignment, or once the assignment's due, do you want that assignment to go away completely?
Well, I don't know that I have the option on other homework managers I've used before, so I guess.
Okay.
You mean by review it?
Yeah, basically. So basically what happens is the assignment becomes unavailable, so the students won't be able to click on it anymore, just to review it or practice it, anything like that. But you also, or you can make it as soon as it's due, they can't click on it anymore. Does that make sense?
Right, but then let's say if I later graded it or whatever, or looked at it, I could put it back out there.
Yeah, you can always extend the assignment unavailable on. Basically, I can show you what it looks like on a student's end. It would be, after the date passes, whatever date the unavailable on is, that assignment just goes away. It doesn't show up for the students anymore. But if you make this let's say you made this a week after August 28th, the students can go in and still review the assignment without actually submitting it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think I would probably be more inclined to do that.
Okay. So let's just do that. We'll just make it like middle of September, a couple weeks after it's actually due. It'll go away.
Like probably during test time. But they can't click on it and do anything in it. They can just review what they did.
Yeah, they can just review it, and it'll kind of like break down the answers for them and those sort of things.
Okay.
More of a study tool than anything, right?
Right.
So, okay, well, we'll go ahead and continue from here. So you'll have the homework in the test bank. The test bank is simply going to be the test bank for the test itself, what you would find on the instructor resource CD and everything else. The homework assignments, they're going to be more detailed, and it'll give the students more feedback. So if you want, we can just pull out of the homework assignments. Does that sound good?
Yes, that's good.
Did that make sense to you, what I just had mentioned? The Chapter 1 homework versus the test bank?
Oh, yeah, it does, because we have the two separate, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So, okay. So there's no manual grading or anything, so we'll just go ahead and continue. So this is where we can kind of go through and just pick out the problems that we want to assign. I don't know if you want me to click through these or how you wanted to do this. It's kind of up to you.
Well, let's just do the multiple choice for now.
Okay.
Just to give, because you can pick which ones you wanted.
Yeah, you can like go through and like any of these algorithmic problems. This will be like kind of shorter problems, but it's going to give the students different numbers. Each student a different number.
Oh, okay. Well, we can algorithm, or any of the multiple choice algorithmic, or just the
we can check. If you notice on the side here, it says like algorithmic, and it'll have algorithmic next to them. So we can check the multiple choice really quick. And obviously FITB is fill in the blank. So let's check these multiple choice ones. And it does look like there are some multiple choice algorithmic questions.
Okay.
So do you just want me to do the multiple choice for now?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Is there a way to select all the multiple choice at one time?
That was one thing that I had mentioned to somebody else, is I wish there was a way that they could just filter down to the multiple choice, and then you could hit this mark, and it'll just select all of them. But there's not a way to do that yet, but I think that might be coming down a little bit later on.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. There's 20, it looks like 22 multiple choice questions. would you want each student to have all 22, or would you want to create a pool out of those?
Let's give them all of them.
Okay, that'll work. Okay, so now there's 22 questions. Is there any other ones that you kind of wanted me to click on or assign? Like I said, these problems, these ones are going to be a little bit more in-depth than the multiple choice, where they have to go through and actually fill out information. Do you want any of those assignments, or do you just want the multiple choice?
Let's pick one for an example, and maybe one of the tax returns as an example.
Okay.
Comprehensive ones. But I don't know if they're not algorithmic though.
No, I don't believe they are. I don't believe these ones are. So if you wanted to, we could. It looks like there's 3 comprehensive ones. We could check mark these 3 and create a pool out of them if you want. So not every student gets the exact same one.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So we'll just do text. Do you just want each of them to get one question?
Yes, that sounds good.
And do you want those to be weighted the same as the other questions?
I'll probably go back and change this, so let's just do one for an example, I guess.
Okay, that'll work.
One question on the questions that you have here, would that match instructor or their textbook?
So some of them might. Some of them might be out of the textbooks, like into chapter questions and those sort of things. I think some of them are, but others are not. But I think that these comprehensive problems, I do believe those come out of the book, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I'm getting my book out. I guess that would help if I had my book. But sometimes I go through and pick certain ones that I don't want them to do. So I guess I could look at these in the book and say, I don't want that one.
Right.
They matched or corresponded with. Let's see how many Chapter 1 has. Yeah, like Chapter 1 has 20 multiple choice, so.
That's what these, so the multiple choice, that's what these are. It did have 22 because 2 of those multiple choice are algorithmic. So it's still the same concept, but they're still getting those multiple choice questions.
So if I see algorithmic, it's probably a good chance that's not the one that's printed in the book.
It won't be, simply because with the ones that are printed in the book, obviously they can't be algorithmic. So the ones here, they basically they take the same question out of the book and they make it algorithmic. So that way each student can have different numbers. Does that make sense?
Right. So I see in your list it says multiple choice 1-17.
Yep.
Then really
and then
there really wouldn't probably be need to have that one twice, right?
Yeah. So like it'll have a brief overview of capital gains, and I would imagine this is going to be the same as this one, a brief overview of capital gains, but it just has different numbers, and each student will get different numbers.
Okay, I see. Okay, that makes sense. So if there's 20 here, that's really, I could work with 20 there.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think these are going to be the same for the accounting problems. The algorithmic ones, the 1-2 in the book, it'll be the same for this one, but for the algorithmic question, it's going to be the same concept, just different numbers, and each student will continue to get different numbers.
Okay, well, I like that. Yes, I like that.
So do you have any other questions or anything else that you wanted to add to this? Any thoughts right now?
I think that's good. I like the way that you can create the pool from, just picking some of those.
Yeah.
I think I like that. That way we've got some more choices of problems here for their homework. So. For
sure. And like I said, if you can pull anything that you need to. A lot of these, like I said, come from the book. So you can make pools. I mean, in all reality, you could make a pool with the rest of them and say, we want 25 more questions. It doesn't matter what they get, just whatever. You know what I mean? So you always have that option too. So
I can see the function of like that problem 1, 2. Let's say we did that one in class together, then they get the algorithmic one for homework or something.
Yep,
Or
exactly.
any for practice, we can just go in here and get a new one.
Yeah. And one of the nice things as well, and I did want to point this out, is, you know, the students will have this option to actually reference back to the book, that section where they had like gone in, and it'll give them a breakdown of what they need to cover. So it gives them the formula for that tax. So in that way, it's a nice little reference that they can do too.
Did you say just the students have that?
So yeah, the students would have this to where they can just click on Learning Objective 3, and it'll give them the formula, how to get the answers, but they still have to apply it.
Okay. All right. But I'll have that on my end too.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So any other questions?
When we first log in, what would they initially see? I guess like the home page or.
Yeah, for sure. So let's just do this. We'll go ahead and finish up this assignment, and you can always go back in and add more questions if you want to, whatever you wanted to do. But we'll go ahead and finish up this assignment really quick, and then we'll get into what they're going to see and those sort of things. Does that work?
I did think of one question. Like if I wanted to create a question, could I do that right here?
I don't know that you can. I'm trying to think if you can. Hold on just a second. We'll do add more questions. I don't know that you can actually add a question, unfortunately. I'll have to get back to you on that if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, add a question.
Because I do that sometimes on the tax one, maybe for their test more so than the homework.
Yeah, just creating your own just so, yeah, absolutely. I completely understand where you're coming from there. So let me get back to you on that if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, perfect. Okay, so any other questions before I go to the last little tab before we have this assignment created?
I think that's it.
Okay, awesome. So we'll go ahead and hit continue. And this is where we're going to set the parameters of how many times they can take it and those sort of things. So typically, how many times would you allow your students to take a homework assignment?
Well, let's say 3.
3.
So we haven't done it this way with this class, but since we can do it this way.
Yeah.
But I don't know if not all of them are algorithmic, so.
Right.
So
is that going to be okay, 3?
Sure, that works. 3's good.
All right, cool. How many points would you make this assignment worth?
We can just leave it as that. That's fine.
23. Okay, perfect.
Oh, and I do see there's a not graded one, so.
Yeah, if you wanted to make it practice.
Okay, good. Okay.
The check my work feature, I don't know if I pointed this out. Basically what they can do, like for the fill in the blank problems, they can type in a number, hit check my work, and it'll tell them you're correct or you're incorrect. Would you want that feature to be enabled to where they can check their work before they actually submit?
Sure. So you mean just the fill in the blank, not multiple choice ones?
So it would be for the entire assignment, unfortunately. So
that's fine for homework, I think.
Okay. Do you want them to have a limit of how many they can do?
Check my work. I would say twice.
Twice?
Yes.
I don't blame you. Because a lot of, if you have it on unlimited, they could literally go, 100, 99, 98, 97, you know what I mean? And just keep on hitting check my work.
Yeah,
so,
I thought my wheels are spinning. I'm probably going to have to revamp it. Well, let's say I gave them a practice one. Of course, you could put unlimited for that. And
yep.
They could
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
and then it'll have the question attempts before hints. Do you want hints to be enabled?
Does that take away one of their work features?
So basically, what would happen is they would hit check my work, and if you said 1, they would hit check my work, and then it would, if it was wrong, it would give them a little bit of a hint.
Let's pick 1 just to see what it looks like.
Okay. So it will show the overall score, plus show question details, student responses. So this is after the assignment. It shows them the detailed breakdown of all their answers. So it would say this answer is wrong. This is actually how you get to the correct answer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We can make that. I know some instructors like to make this one specifically after the due date, and that way the student, if one student takes it, another student can't read that or whatever else and take it after they already see somebody else's. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I'd probably do the due date on that one also.
All right, so we'll do that really quick. So we'll make it August. We'll make it August 29th.
Okay. Well, I do like that feature. You set it ahead of time, so you don't have to remember to go back in there and do it again.
Yeah.
But let me ask you one question. At the top, where under questions, regenerate algorithmic questions. So for each student and each take, that means if they got to do it twice, would that mean we would regenerate a new question?
So if you say for each student and each take, basically what that means is the student, each time they go to take the assignment, it's going to create a new algorithmic question for them.
So if they decide to do it twice, then it would...
Yep, it's going to have, like I said, it's going to have the same concept, it's just different numbers.
And if I let them take it more than once, so like one homework manager we use in the other book, it really only allows them so many attempts per question within the assignment. It doesn't really mean they can get back in there and do the whole assignment 3 times. So how does yours work? I mean, if I said they could do it 3 times, does that mean they can come in and do the whole thing over?
Yes, they would do the whole. It would be the whole assignment 3 separate times.
So they would have to do the whole thing the first time and see, oh, I got only 60%. I need to go back and do it again.
Right. So I guess that's where the check my work feature comes into play. So I think what you're referencing is if there's a 20-point assignment or 20-question assignment, the student goes in, takes the assignment, gets 12 of them right. The next time that they go in, they only get tested on those 8 problems that they got wrong. Is that what you're kind of referencing?
Yeah, exactly, sort of. Our other accounting one, like it'll say they can do it 3 times, but let's say that they have 10 journal entries. That just means they can only try each journal entry 3 times. But that doesn't really mean they can, well, sometimes they can go back in there and do the whole thing over, but it means, sometimes they get an attempt, that check your work, they get it just for that little question. It doesn't mean
so it's going to be in the question itself. So let's do this really quick. I'm going to go ahead and just finish creating the assignment, and then I'm going to go in there and show you what the student sees. Does that work?
Yeah, that's sure. Can I take a fast break?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I just came back from lunch, so if I can take about 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
Sure, absolutely. No problem.
All right, be right back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Just edit
All
that
right.
part out.
Yeah. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, what we can do here is we can update the set.
Okay.
And basically it'll just filter all this information back in. So let's update the set to payroll, accounting, homework. And we'll just hit OK. So basically, and I'm going to show this to you really quick. Basically what happens is if we did default homework, it's going to have like unlimited takes and unlimited check my works. Now when we go in here, at the end of creating an assignment, we can hit payroll, accounting, homework.
Okay.
And then it's going to automatically filter in everything that we already put in. So 3 takes, the check my work feature is only limited to 2, those sort of things. Does that make sense?
It does.
All right, awesome. So do you still see my screen?
I do.
All right, just wanted to make sure. So we'll just go ahead and hit done, and I'll show what this looks like to a student.
Okay. And that was a question of, can I have like a dummy student account to get in there and actually take one, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. So we can go through and we're going to take this as a student, but what I can do is I can provide you an access code if you have a student account through this Moodle, if you can get one of those created and then just log in and do everything from there. Does that make sense?
Get Melissa to add me as a student, that dummy student in there.
Yep, you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead and hit Start Assignment Now, and this is what the students will see. From here on out, this is what the student sees when they're going in and taking this assignment.
Okay.
So like I said, if we click that and we can hit Check My Work, so it tells me that it's wrong. And then it has this feedback. Many people believe the sole purpose of the income tax is for this, but that isn't accurate. Okay, so and then they have one check my work remaining, so we can go check my work again, and it's going to say no, I didn't get that right either. So and then I cannot submit this again. So that's what I'm going to have to do, just those answers, and then I'll have to go on.
And how do they submit that one?
So it is the entire assignment that you would submit. Okay. So I would go through here and I would just mark these right or whatever, and then at the end I would submit assignment for grading.
Okay. But once you did that, it just checked that box in red.
Yeah. So basically that means I got it wrong. So if I go through here, if I could get one right. Partial income tax is reported. I haven't taken a tax class in like 8 years. So I don't know the answer to this, but we can kind of go through.
It's probably the 1065.
1065?
Try that, I think.
All right, you got that one right. That's good. That's good. So so you see there, it shows a check mark, so that means I got it right. Does that make sense?
It does.
All right, awesome. So do you want me to go through the rest of these, or do you want me to submit it for assessment?
Yeah, sure, that'd be good.
Okay, just so you can kind of see. So do submit for grading.
So in our other homework manager, that dummy student question kind of asks, so if Melissa sets me up as a student in the course, I automatically have access to this?
So basically when you go into your course, what you're going to be able to do is click on the assignment. It's going to link you out to Cengage, and then it's going to say you can either access this course on a grace period, which we have a 3-week grace period, meaning that the students can get in and access CengageNOW for 3 weeks before they ever have to enter in either a payment or an access code.
Okay, excellent.
Or they can go ahead and enter in an access code.
Okay, so that would, I was just curious how they get enrolled in it, but all they got to do is type in the code.
Yeah, so probably in your other homework system, since it's not directly within Moodle or Blackboard, they're going to have to enter in an access code and then enter in a course key. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, they had to set up an account, and it gets all mixed up because they've done it with another class. And
nope, you don't have to do any of that. Once the student goes to your ACC 129 course, they do not have to register. They don't have to create a username or password. They do not have to do any of that. All they do is simply click on the link, enter in their access code, and that's it. That's all they have to do for the entire semester. They never have to do anything else.
And then from then on out, they just get in my class and click on the assignment link, and there they go.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. So it does cause a lot less confusion doing it this way. As I always explain to the instructors that are doing this, there is a little bit more work on your end, but ultimately what we're trying to do is to make it easier for the student, and this is absolutely doing that.
Oh, exactly. They just, I mean, I can imagine they have so many classes, and then they've got to log in. Well, here recently, I've got Blackboard, I've got Moodle, and each class has a homework manager, and they get
And you know, I was a student not too long ago, and I remember one semester I was using three different homework managers. One was McGraw-Hill's, one was Pearson's, and one was Applia, which is also Cengage's. And it was, you know, you had to remember 3 logins on top of your Blackboard login where I went to school. So it was it made it interesting.
Yeah, it does. It does.
All right, so I'm going to say CengageNOW. What I'm doing here is I am setting up a link to where we can select our different assignments that we want to put it in, that we want to put into the course. So I'm going to copy this MindLinks content selector.
Okay.
I'm just going to paste this in. I'm going to save and return to the course. Okay, so we just created that Chapter 1 homework assignment.
Okay.
What we'll do from here, and we'll go ahead and hide these from the students as well, just so they don't click into here.
Okay.
So I'm assuming Chapter 1 is going to be under Module 1. Am I correct in saying that?
Right, it will be.
Okay. So this is what we'll do. Since I went ahead and established this link, I'm just going to click that. And now it's going to have our Chapter 1 homework. So we just created that, okay? And I'm going to try to take this slow just so you know what I'm talking about. All right. So after I create it in CengageNOW, the Chapter 1 homework, it comes up in this content selector. From here, what I'll do is in Module 1, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add an external tool.
Okay.
And then I'm going to title this Chapter 1 homework.
Okay.
Same thing. I'm going to launch into a new window. I'm going to unselect the accept grades from the tool. And the last thing that I need to do is enter in the launch URL. I get the launch URL from this site. I can actually click this, and it's going to copy over for me.
Okay.
You just got to click it just right. Hold on just a second. I had to do this the other day too. So I'm going to save and return to the course really quick, but we still need to get that launch URL.
Okay.
I'm going to launch back into the content selector. So did you see how it said copy text to the clipboard? So I don't have to do anything else. So I just hit that and hit OK. I'm going to edit the Chapter 1 homework assignment.
Okay.
And I'm going to put that, I'm going to just paste. All I have to do is paste into the launch URL and hit save and return to the course.
Okay, and so let's So if I wanted to edit that assignment, what would be the best way to do that? Click just that link directly for me, or it says
So your students, when your students click this, and I'm just going to show this to you really quick. When your students click this, it's going to take us directly to the Chapter 1 homework. That's how it's going to be. If you wanted to edit, all you would have to do is click that and then hit Assignments, and it's going to take you back to all the assignments you have created.
Okay.
From here, we're going to have 3 steps that we can edit from. The assignment information, which is like the due dates and those sort of things.
Okay.
The assignment content, which is, I'll just show it to you really quick. That's where we selected the questions that we had included.
Okay.
If we want to add more questions, we can always hit Add More, and then we just go through and select what we want.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
And then the last option is going to be the assignment options. So that's going to be where this main page where we determine the number of takes and those sort of things. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is everything kind of clear to you so far?
I think
as
so
far
far,
as what to do?
Yeah, I think I'll probably just have to start using it, that I can refer back to this video. So
Sure.
I think that.
Well, and I guess one of my last questions was, do you want to try to create, like I can go back to your Moodle course and you can try to create an assignment really quick, and then we can import it into your Moodle course, just so you feel comfortable doing it?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, awesome. So I'm just going to exit out, and I'm going to make it just like you had logged in. So
Okay.
if you don't mind moving your mouse for me really quick. All right, so you have my computer screen. All right, so I'll let you take it from here. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay. I'll just have to look at it for a minute. So I would just have
Do you want me to make it bigger than this?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, there we go. Is that okay right there?
That's good.
Okay.
I would first click on this link.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. And I guess I'll go to assignments. I'm assuming I'll create an assignment.
You got it. Mhm.
And I'll do a homework.
Yeah, and I will tell you the only difference in the homework and the test would be that the test itself, you can put a time limit on it, is one, and it does not have check my work.
Okay.
So you're just going to go ahead and hit continue after you select homework.
Okay. So I'm just going to do chapter 2, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I'm just going to pick a date, and I guess they're funny about our classes. So when we did that class availability at the beginning, they cannot access class before then, can they?
They cannot, but you can always change that. I believe that you can go in and change that for the course itself.
Well, they don't want the students to access the class before.
No, then the class won't. No, the class won't become available to them yet.
Okay. All right.
So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just kind of thinking about this. If you log in, if Melissa creates a login for you as a student, I don't know that you'll be able to log into the course itself.
I would have to temporarily change that to play with it, right?
Yep, you got it.
I'm familiar
So
with
the only
that.
other thing is the assignment unavailable on. You'll just have to uncheck mark the same as due date.
Okay.
And then you can select that. Yep.
Okay, that looks good. We'll just make it a short assignment.
That'll work.
They won't have much to do for this one. Self-study motivation, those little short ones within the chapter.
Yeah, so basically our marketing team comes up with all these creative, things that we're trying to do. So the 3 pillars that they're trying to do for individual income tax are motivation, application, and mastery. So basically motivating the students to do the homework or why it's important, and then applying it, and then mastery is like those full tax return problems. Does that make sense?
Mhm. I think they used to call them something different in the chapter, like I don't remember what they called them, but it was something different before.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like I said, they always get those creative things going. I leave that up to them. They tell me what's going on.
Oh, self-study problems, what they called it. Okay, yeah, I see. Okay, so now I've got to pick some questions.
So all this is doing is we get to we select which pool of questions we're going to do, right? So you had clicked the application. So once we do that, it's telling us that there's going to be 49 questions on this next page. Okay? So if we go ahead and hit continue, this is actually where we select which questions we want to put in.
Let's just have them a couple. We'll just do the first 3. Well,
okay. And then if you, up at the top, there's that include button.
Include.
If you hit include, you can always, and that's the same way that you make a pool. Do you see that drop down right next to the include button?
Uh-huh. Let's do that.
That drop down, that's where you create the pool. So you see how it says create pool from selected questions?
Uh-huh.
That's where you can create a pool. If you have 50 questions in there, you can say I want each student to get 20 questions out of these. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. And you can do that for the test too, I'm assuming.
You can, absolutely.
Oh, excellent. That might save me time. That's good. So I can now go to...
If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, if you're done adding in questions, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there will be a continue button.
Okay.
And this is where we can select our parameters. And like I said, if you go all the way to the top, the apply option set, it's going to filter in everything that we had done before. So if you go to back to the side there where it says default homework set, click that really quick, and then hit payroll accounting HW. Okay. And then it's going to have 3 takes allowed, and it's going to have all those other parameters that we already had set up.
Okay, so if that's my standard and I want it that way.
Exactly. And then if you change anything on this, it's going to ask you if you want to update the set, is what it's called. Basically what that means is you're updating. So if you wanted to have 2 takes instead of 3, if you update the set, the next time that you click on that payroll accounting HW, it's going to have 2 takes allowed on the assignment.
Okay, I see. And so if I decide I want each homework to be 20 points, and that defaults automatically.
So you'll actually have to go in and change the possible score. Basically, that's going to allocate that many. So for this particular problem set, I think there's 4 questions that each student is going to get. So they would be 5 points apiece. Whereas if you had 23 questions, it's going to be a little less than 1 if you have 20 possible points. Does that make sense?
I think so. So it says 4 points there, and we usually do work on a point system, so I can assign it as that many points.
Basically, if you wanted to make each assignment 50 points, that's fine. It's just going to allocate a different number of points to each problem based on how many problems are in that assignment.
And it will do that automatically for me.
Yeah, it'll do that automatically.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm wanting, I think, on that piece. So then I will just go and save it or update.
Yep.
Remind me, which is create assignment then?
Yep, you just hit create assignment.
Okay.
The question, details, student responses, and quizzes. So let's go ahead and we're going to, this is the only thing that we'll have to change.
Oh,
Do you remember how we had this as a different date?
Right,
So
right.
if we make this,
I think it was October 7th. That it was
October,
due.
which one?
I think it was due October 7th, I think.
Okay, so what if we make it October 9th?
Sure.
So, okay, and then all we'll have to do is hit create assignment.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and update the set.
Okay.
Okay, now our assignment's created.
Okay. So now I need to go back to my Moodle course.
Yep.
And put the link in. And so I'm just going to put it down here in Module 2.
Okay.
And so I would need to go to this content, go to the content selector.
Yep, you got it. That's exactly right.
Go to selector.
Perfect.
And I'm going to pick Chapter 2.
So if you go to the right there, do you see where it has those 3 dots?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and click on that for me and see if that works. Click on the 3 dots. There you go. Okay, now hit OK.
Okay. All right.
Now you can go back to your Moodle course.
Okay.
If you scroll up really quick, you're going to need to scroll up. Let's scroll up really quick. What we'll have to do is we'll turn editing on.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that.
I know. Me too. And that's why I always have to remind myself of it. So, okay, now I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, yeah. I always do that in Moodle. And so then I'm going to go back up here to Module 2 and add an external tool.
Yep.
And then I would go ahead and paste that URL, right? Or I can.
Yeah, you can.
Or I forget to do that. Oh, I'm pretty good about doing that.
You're already a pro at this, I can tell. This is ideal. You're catching on really fast, so that's good.
I know what part I'm going to forget, so that's the part I'm going to do first.
So,
so
we have two other steps.
The I don't know, privacy.
Yep.
And check grade box.
Yep. You got it. And then the only other one that we have is we're going to, for the launch container, we're going to want to do a new window.
New window.
Basically,
okay.
If you don't do a new window, when the student clicks on it, it's going to completely take them out of the Moodle course.
Oh, I see.
It's so that way they don't have to go back in. We do it into a new window, and that way we don't have that problem, right?
I like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yep. So after that's it. All we have to do now is save and return to the course.
Okay.
So go ahead and click on that Chapter 2 homework. And there you go. It goes directly to Chapter 2. And that's going to be the homework assignment that you had just created.
Okay. Let me ask this question. Let's say that our website was down. So if Moodle was down, can they access your website directly?
So if they were in Moodle and they were in our website, it would, if they were already in it, they could access it. I don't think that they would be able to access it if Moodle was already down, or if your Moodle system was down, I don't believe they would access it until Moodle was back up.
And then if they were in our class and your site happened to be down, of course they just couldn't access the link.
Yeah. Yep. But to be completely honest and upfront with you, our site, if it were to go down, it is usually fixed within a couple of hours. So they are pretty good. Our tech support team's pretty good about, getting those up and running. But it doesn't, honestly, CengageNOW has been around for so long. We don't have a whole lot of problems out of it. It's more of a lot newer stuff.
Right.
To be honest. But so yeah. Does that answer your question?
For maintenance every day, so that time period they're not going to be working on their homework either.
No, I doubt it. If I'm not mistaken, usually it's like 2 in the morning that they do their maintenance. At least that's how it was at our school that I went to school at.
Ours was like 6 a.m. or something, 5 or 6 a.m. or something like that.
Gotcha.
So it seems like there's something else I was going to ask. Let me think about it. How would I look at it to see what their grades are?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what you'll do is you will, obviously there's not going to be any students in here. So if we just go to Gradebook, you're going to have different analytics that you'll be able to use.
Okay.
You can go to the students themselves. This report creator, it has the learning outcomes and those sort of things. It's also going to give you all their scores, and then you'll be able to export your gradebook. So when you export, you can actually do to Moodle, export the gradebook, and then you can import it directly into Moodle.
Okay.
So coming down the line, there will be grade return. It's just not available for us yet, and basically what that means is the grade books will link up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that not being the case.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was I going to ask?
One thing that I was going to ask you is if you would you want there to be a link to the ebook within this site?
Yes.
Okay.
But would you, that's not going to hurt or say, I still want them to have a textbook. Would they still have to have an access code? No.
Basically, all this is going to do is it's going to allow the students to access the ebook if they're on their site. They're still going to have the textbook itself, but I figured that just might be nice to be able to use as well.
Sure.
Okay. So what I'll do really quick, I'm going to actually import 2 links.
Okay.
So what we're going to do. Go ahead.
A student could sign up for my class, and they could have this ebook online, and they've got the 3-week grace period. So technically, they could go without a book for a few weeks.
Yes, they can.
And when does the 3-week
Do you not
period...
want that?
No, that's perfectly fine with me. I didn't know if they're going to be accessing it. The 3-week grace period, does that start from the day I put the day they access it, or the day that I say the class starts?
So it starts the day that they access. So as soon as they log in, it starts going for them. So they have 21 days from that first date.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think having the ebook in there would be great, and that way they can access it.
So I'm just going to import that really quick.
Okay.
So you won't have to do this for anything else.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and save and return. And the only other thing that I wanted to import would be CengageNOW. We'll say CengageNOW technical support. I'm just going to put this link in. Not that they'll have to use it or anything, but I would much rather them be able to click on the link that says CengageNOW technical support rather than trying to ask you with questions that don't necessarily apply to you, right? So obviously you're not tech support. So if they do have an issue for some reason, I would rather there just be a link there still that you'd be able to to direct them to. Is that okay?
It does. And I was thinking about that homework. So if I say I wanted so many points, it distributes the points evenly between the number of questions. But could I weight them differently than others?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you can. So really quick, I'll just show you. This is what the ebook is going to look like, and I'll show that to you in a second when it comes up. So if we go to assignments, let's go to your Chapter 2 homework.
Okay.
We're going to hit assignment content. If we wanted to change this, we could hit the multiple choice, and then do you see this change value? We can change this. Let's say we wanted each problem to be worth 5. So now this question's worth 5.
Okay.
This question's worth 5.
I don't think I'm seeing
5. Do you see what I'm doing here?
No, I don't think I'm seeing what you're seeing. I just show options for editing.
Okay, so you don't see my, I guess it might have disconnected again. Hold on just a second.
Well, if you have a tutorial page or that, I can get in there and look up.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Honestly, so I'm trying to think of how to explain this to you. So basically, do you remember where we included the questions?
Yes.
Okay. When we include the questions, basically what it is if you click on one of them, there is a box on the bottom underneath the question preview. It says change point value, and you're able to change all the point values as well. Gosh, I really wish that you were able to see this. I'm sorry about that. Just because I don't want it to be confusing to you later on.
That's okay. If you just have a way for me to, like a teacher resource center or videos or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll send you out some links that you'll be able to use, but it is relatively easy. You can change them 2 different ways, whether it's a question pool or individual questions. You're able to change those either way.
Okay, good deal.
So, I mean, do you feel pretty comfortable with this? Does this sound like something that's going to be, pretty useful and everything's going to be pretty good for it?
Yeah, from what I can see, I think it definitely will be. I can create them some practice things, and then the algorithmic ones will give some, change to the homework, and it will grade it for me, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, don't have to do that part either. That's right. So, well, cool. I'm glad. I think that you picked up on it relatively quickly. I think that's great. If as I told you before, if you have any questions at all going into it, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help you through anything that you come into. Okay,
so I just would get Melissa to set me up as a kind of a user in the class or a student, but from here, from my perspective, I'm ready just to start working on that fall class.
You can start working on that fall class, absolutely.
Okay. I don't think my summer one's going to make it. Just has a few students, but it's a possibility, so I'll worry about that.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, if we need to do it relatively quickly, we can absolutely do that. If you do need to set that up, I'd be more than happy to do the same thing that I did with you here, just establish those initial links. And then what we can do, rather than actually creating a course and creating all the new assignments, we can just copy an existing course, and that will copy directly over the ACC 129 directly over to your new course as well.
Okay. I doubt I'll get much done by then, but I'll figure it out. And this probably sounds like a stupid question, but really, what should I refer to this homework manager as? Mind Link, Mind Tap, Mind?
So I personally would probably just do CengageNOW.
Okay.
you can do what you can name it whatever sounds good to you. I mean, in all reality, whatever you want to do. It is going to show up on the student's end as CengageNOW, so that's what I would recommend. But whatever is easiest for you to remember, that's what you're clicking into.
Okay, I just want to make sure I use the right, terminology for it. What you really want me to call it.
Yeah, it's so funny, and I'm sure Pearson and McGraw-Hill are the same way. There's so much terminology, and internally it makes sense. But if I am a student like I was about 3 years ago, MindLink CengageNOW does not mean anything to me. I just want to know where to go in and get my homework done. So, on their end, if you just label it homework, that's going to make that, to me, that would make the most sense. Like, oh, there's my homework assignment. That's where I'm going. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, that's what I think this is great to include the links in there because, you really don't know what a struggle I have for them to realize you have Moodle and my accounting lab.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you have a paper you type in. You have 2 places.
I know. And like I said, I don't know. I took so many online classes that I understand the struggle that the students go through to kind of understand where we're actually doing our assignments and those sort of things. So I can relate to them in that regard, to say the least.
Oh, are there any videos here for this? I didn't see if they have any videos or anything.
We can check really quick. Hold on just a second for me.
And you might have told me this, are any of those questions like screen reader accessible or anything like that, if we needed that?
So I believe, I don't know. I know that I need to ask about the adding a question in CengageNOW.
Mm-hmm.
I will check as well if they, so basically is that like an ADA compliant thing?
Right, and then also if we have videos, they want them to be closed captioned, so.
I do know that all of our videos from 2006 on have closed captions in them.
Okay, good. That's probably our main one, but it does help in case something comes about that we need a screen reader.
For sure. So I am looking to see. I'm trying to see if there's videos or not. I don't know that there are for the tax book. I think for some of the other books there might be, but I don't know for sure with the tax book if there are.
And so for me to access the course, just like the students, I have to go through Moodle. So if Moodle's down, I'm not working on the class either.
Pretty much, yeah. That's my understanding of it.
Okay. We don't have it go down too much, but, occasionally you might have something.
It'll happen. It's just like anything. It's technology, so.
We'll have something to go. Yeah, that's true. So I just want to make sure that there's no way for me to log into that website directly outside of
No,
Moodle.
there wouldn't be because it's all linked through. That is, I will say that is one of the advantages of having it separate than the Moodle sites and stuff. But at the same time, it does make it a lot easier for the students rather than having to log into 2 separate sites.
Sure, I agree. That's all looks good. Thanks for trying to convert me over. I know it took a while.
No problem. I think honestly, as I've told other people, and I'll tell it's all about the student. Anything to make the student's life a little bit easier. And I think ultimately that's what this does. And I think it does help you as well with the automatically graded homework and those sort of things. So it's all focused around the student, and I think this is kind of the best option for them.
Okay, I think so. I think this is going to work out well.
Awesome. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I know I got you right after lunch, and we've been going ever since, so I won't keep you any longer. But if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out, or if you need a refresher towards the end of the summer, something like that, I'd be more than happy to run through this again with you.
All right. I'm sure I will have questions. I'll ask.
That's fine with me. All right. Well, Tanya, I appreciate your time as always, and it's always nice talking to you.
All right. Thanks, Ray. You have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.